Hello folks, and welcome back to part 2 of our spring 2021 road trip. On this episode we're going to go to southern Missouri and explore the Ozark National Scenic Riverways, which I think you're going to find are amazing. Good morning folks. Alright, well we're going to head out now and start heading towards Missouri. We didn't review the RV park here last night because it rained the entire time. I wasn't able to get out and check out the park. Literally stayed in the RV the entire time other than picking up Angela at the airport. Alright folks, on this leg of the trip we didn't get a whole lot filmed just because it rained so much. But as you can see, we're going to leave Nashville, go up through Kentucky, cross through a little sliver of Illinois, and then from there into Missouri. The unique thing about the sliver of Illinois is we're going to cross the Ohio River, immediately followed by the Mississippi. This is the first bridge crossing over the Ohio River, and welcome to Illinois as soon as we get to the other side. Once we come off this bridge, we're going to actually pull into a little park at the southern end of Illinois. It's as far south as you can. We're going to give you a view of the bridge we're crossing over the Ohio, and then the second bridge, which is going to be crossing the mighty Mississippi, which is what you're seeing now. Enjoy the views here folks as we cross over the mighty Mississippi River. Even though it's raining, it's still impressive to see the size and stature of this river. And on top of that, welcome to Missouri. Hi folks, well we've made it to Van Buren, Missouri. You see the building on the left is the park office for the Ozark National Scenic Riverways, and we did stop by here, get some information. The lady in there was very helpful, gave us places to go see while we're here. From here we're going to drive through the city of Van Buren and then over to the campground where we're staying at the national park. Coming up here on the right is going to be your first glimpse at the springs that we ran across out here. This is going to be the first spring that we actually visit. I'm going to give you a split screen here of forward and out the side window, and you can see the beautiful mint green water that comes out of it. And we're actually going to go up later on and we're going to explore where the spring comes out of the ground, which you can't see it from here, but it's only several hundred feet from here, and it's gorgeous. There's just no other way to phrase it. Alright folks, well, we've reached the park here, and as you can see as we drove in, it's a very beautiful park. It looks like an older park that they're in the process of updating. Like right here's a brand new restroom facility on the side. We noticed that all of the restroom facilities except for one seem to be fairly new. They're well kept, they were clean. The site's only had electricity. You'll see a dump station up here in a few minutes that does have potable water. It's right here on the left. It does have potable water and flushing water, so you've got all you need there. The problem that we ran into is we went ahead and parked, we set up. We actually went into town, got something to eat, and came back. But every time you'd walk outside, it was like being swarmed with thousands and thousands of mosquitoes. And I'm from Florida, I'm used to dealing with mosquitoes, but these were just too much for me. So we made a decision and we actually changed parks. We went up about 4.5 miles back down the road towards town. There's an RV campground called Big Springs RV Camp, which was excellent. She made accommodations for us. We actually ended up camping literally right on the river, the current river, and it was a gorgeous night. And I'll show you some pictures of that. Alright folks, let's do what we came here to do and actually go look at some beautiful springs. Not only did we go in town to get something to eat, we actually came back down here to Big Springs, and let's show you the spring that made that beautiful river that I showed you earlier, where we did split screen view. As you can see from the weather too, while we were eating, the clouds basically went away and we've got bright blue sky, which just made this amazing to look at. You'll see the two springs, well, it's the same spring, but two different areas that it comes out up here. And wait till we get up here and you see how big this is coming out here. That's a lot of water flowing. Folks, if you noticed during most of this coming down to the spring here, I've had the audio muted because the sound of this water is so loud coming here because there's so much. But I'm gonna go ahead and unmute it for a few minutes here, just so you can hear how loud it is, and then I'll mute it back again so you makes it a little easier to watch the video. Alright folks, well that's the first of the amazing views we're going to have here. Let's go ahead and head back to the trailer. We're going to move it to the new campsite, and we'll take a break for the evening, and then we'll get started tomorrow. Alright, well we've completed our move to Big Springs RV camp, and it's dark already, or getting dark. I thought if we'd give you a good view of the campsite that we could show you at night, along with the wonderful sunset and the view of the river that we had. But the mosquitoes here, I've seen maybe one or two, nowhere near the thousands I had over in the national park. And so far it looks like it's going to be a wonderful evening. So with that being said, we're going to leave you with this wonderful sunset and tell you good night. Good morning. What a beautiful day it is. This is going to give you a daytime view of our campsite here and how we're backed right up to the river. And during this video I'll throw the specifics of the campground up so that you get all the information on it, and see what a wonderful site we actually ended up with here in Van Buren, Missouri. Alright folks, well, let's go ahead and load up and head out and see what other kind of sights we can see around here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Winona, Missouri, and we're going to go to a site called Rocky Falls. As a side note, we just stopped in Winona to have breakfast at a little country diner, and it was excellent. But this is going to be Rocky Falls coming up next. Welcome to Rocky Falls. This is a beautiful little waterfall out here in Missouri. The locals informed us that depending on how much rain they've got, this could be anywhere from a little trickle to what you see right here. And luckily we came out when they had a lot of rain, so we got this gorgeous view. As we leave Rocky Falls here, we're going to head east of here across the current river to Blue Springs. And it's got a beautiful trail that goes down to the springs, and I hope you enjoy it. Hi folks, well we've made it to the parking lot for the trailhead to Blue Springs. It's a short little trail here, it's a beautiful trail. And this Blue Spring just awe-inspiring. But let's go ahead and let's head to our next destination, which is going to be Alley Springs, which is going to be west of here in the city of Eminence. Welcome to Alley Springs, which to me is my favorite of all the ones we've seen out here. Not only do you have Alley Springs here, which is gorgeous, but you also have this very unique mill, which was built in 1893. It's a grist mill. It was considered to be very advanced for its time because it used a turbine instead of a water wheel. Unfortunately, the day that we came, it was still closed, so we weren't able to tour the inside. Alright folks, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this trail that goes all the way around the pool where the spring comes up out of the ground onto the other side, across from the mill and down this river that's formed from this spring when it comes out. So it's a gorgeous view. You can see the beautiful color of the water. There's some unique rock formations on the other side. So sit back, enjoy the video, and watch the spring as we go around it. Hi folks, well we've come to the end of the trail here. Right around this bend is the bridge which takes us over to the parking lot. We're going to go ahead and head back to the campground, give you a view of it as we close out this episode of the Spring 2021 cross-country trip. We really appreciate you watching, we really appreciate your support, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you like the channel and want to see more. Join us again on the next episode as we cross Colorado on Interstate 70 and into Utah.